Today we're back looking for the lost Dutchman's mine. So it's about 60 degrees here in Arizona right now in the winter. All the rattlesnakes have found their way into their burrows and won't come out until the spring again, until it's like above like 70 degrees. So it's a little safer to explore the areas I was looking at before. I don't know if you guys saw the first video, but there's some promising spots to look at. I couldn't really get too far in there because it was summertime and snakes were in full force and really didn't want to get bit. So today we're going out there and exploring some of the spots to see if we can find clues of where the actual Dutchman's mine was. I'm going off the clues from the Peralta stones and Peralta maps. Basically, the Peralta family were the main people that found and discovered this mine and mined it out for X amount of years. Kept it a secret from the public, obviously, because there was so much gold in this region. They filled those mines back in, but they left clues for their family specifically to be able to go back and know exactly where that is. So doing some interpretation and some reading, there's some spots I want to check out, and again look for those clues to where possibly out here that could have been. So while we walk to the spot, there's a couple kind of things we're looking for today. Essentially, if there's disturbed soil and it's covered back up, you'll get more vegetation in that area because all those minerals have been ground up and it's just better soil content. And you'll just see it more overgrowth in specific areas. So that's one thing. The other thing is, you know, looking for any areas where someone has dug or trenches or anything that doesn't look like natural soil. Any soil that's been moved, if there's any tailings from when they're actually mining and separating the gold from the dirt, there will be like tailing piles. So depending on how good they hid things, we'll have to see, but it takes a really keen eye to do something like this, so I really need to scope it out. And at least I have the right spot pinpoint, so it'll kind of narrow my search area down. But there's a lot of ground to cover, that's for sure. So the other interesting part is, if you watch some of my other videos when I was panning some of the tailings from these washes here, I did get some pretty good little flakes of gold actually. So the closer I actually get to the source, the more rich pay dirt we'll have here. So if you look in areas like this, in this wash here, I mean, all these little crevices can be cleaned out and there's probably gold in there if the source is in this hill or the one next to it. Also, if you're one of these hikers that stacks rocks like this, just stop it. Just don't. Just leave everything how you found it. Don't be stacking rocks and changing the environment. I mean, pack in, pack out, you know, make everything look exactly how it was before you got there. We're just continuing down this narrow canyon here. Oh, it's one of them, I don't think this is very old, but one of those Native American healing circles. I've come to an area here where there's actually some barbed wire along the trail. Wonder if the state knows something that we don't and they're blocking that off. It's very interesting. So I found a really cool spot right here. Anytime you see this material like this, it's like false bedrock basically. And essentially gold is heavier than all the rest of the soil, so it'll tend to sink to the bottom. So when you have a channel like this with false bedrock, all that gold is going to come down off of the hills, wash down into this very narrow crevice, and then we'll sit here on the false bedrock and can't get past it. So what you would do, you come down here, and a lot of people use shop vacs actually, or a dry vac, and suck up all this dirt that's, you know, above the false bedrock, and that's where your gold is going to be. And the problem is though, for me to go from here all the way back to my truck with a like 5-gallon bucket, that's going to be quite difficult to get some pay dirt and then bring it all the way back. My other problem right now is it's really tough to get my bearings straight because I don't have GPS signal right now. Well, internet, that is. I had all these points marked off, but I can't really get a good orientation, especially in this deep canyon, of where I'm at in relation to those spots that have been dug hundreds of years ago. So I'm just kind of winging it at the moment. I climbed to the top of this hill here to get a better look of the area, and right across from me there's actually a white marker over there. Now there's a bunch of mining claims all in this area, so I wonder if that is one of the marked mining claims. I don't know if you can actually see that on video, but yeah, it's just like a little white marker just standing up over on that hill. That's gonna be tough to get to because I have to cross down through the canyon back up. So we'll see. All right, so I think we're on to something. This is one of the Molly Marie mining claim posts. Now this guy did some research on him. I tried to contact him, actually, the guy that claimed all these stakes here. He didn't respond to any of my emails, but he did these mining claims in like 1990 and has maintained these for the last however many years. And you can actually see another one right over there. I'm so glad I found these. But yeah, this is the guy that I was basing my research off of, and he seemed like a college professor and a really smart guy, and figured out where this lost Dutchman's mine was and where the rest of this potential gold is. So in these areas right below me is probably a shit ton of gold. I'm gonna try to check that other one out. These seem really old. Again, these were done in 1990. Everything's overgrown here, so I'm really going to try to get to that other one down there and check it out too. Okay, so this is claim number 2 that I came across. Man, this would be really hard to find and spot for any hiker that's just coming through this trail. It's way off the beaten path, and these posts, unless you know where the coordinates are over the top of another hill on the other side of the actual hiking trail. So it's really cool. There's another one up the hill I'm going to check out as well. So really cool. As I go further in, I can see that these mining claim posts are getting more and more frequent. There's one there, there's one there. That's really promising. All that research that I read from this guy, this is where he thinks the gold is, right where these posts are. And again, he's maintained these claims since '91, every single year. You can look up all the history on the government website, and he renews his posts every single year. So he has some faith that something is here. I really want to get in touch with this dude. I'll try to post, some of his information in the comments. Say maybe if you guys can contact him, I don't know, but I'd love to work with this dude and see if we can get something going, because this is really interesting. So I kid you not, I was walking up this hill on these posts, just following them up the trail. Well, not even trail, and I came across this X. I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know, but yeah, there's that. I'm gonna keep following some of these markers and see where I end up. That's quite the view up here. I'm at the top of one of the peaks. So yeah, all of those post claim markers are all in that canyon right down there. So there must be something about this that he was really interested in. I bet you if I took some samples in the gully of that valley right there, that I would definitely get some gold out of there. Work my way down into the wash. Ow! Cactus beetle. That's not fun. Where the rest of those posts were. There's a couple up there still, but yeah, essentially this whole area would be perfect to pan for some gold. Absolutely the ideal spot. And there's so many people that just sit down by the road and pan for gold right by the road where the wash is. So if I'm going straight to the source where nobody else is, I can guarantee there's a shit ton of here. One other thing I came across, if you take a look at this rock right here, this almost looks like concrete, and then there's like a circular hole right in the middle of it. So that almost looks like man-made. And there's also like a square right here. Very, very strange stuff. Again, I'm just looking for basically man-made structures here to see if there was any residual mining done in the past. And I'd like to get like a metal detector too, maybe, to come back here, because sometimes those old timers, they'll leave tools and stuff behind. And look how black some of this rock is right here. This is all volcanic rock. See all this? So that is the perfect candidate for gold. So the fact that there's those posts there and this black rock, I mean, I think he's definitely onto something by keeping those claims for all those years. If you guys want to do any research on your own, I kind of left it a secret myself, but if anybody wants to help and discover the Lost Dutchman's mine, all you have to do is Google Molly Marie, and that is the mine name that was given by this researcher. Almost seemed like a geologist looking at some of the documentation he had. He really knew his stuff about rocks and rock formations and how geological stuff happens in the area to form gold. He really knew what he's talking about. So yeah, I want to come back here and pan some of this out here. But again, it's so far away from the parking lot, it's going to be tough to haul some of that pay dirt out. The fact that I found gold in some random wash when I was just like not even searching really. I just went off the side of the road and said, oh, hey, let me just pan this wash right here. And that had gold in it. This spot right here, I mean, it's gonna be a mother load. It's funny because most people, you know, even if they just went up to those mining claim posts and just read Molly Marie and a bunch of coordinates, they would have thought that someone named Molly Marie was buried there or something. I don't think most people would really know that that's actually a mining claim. So it's kind of cool. I've never actually come across one of those state claims in Arizona, so pretty neat. I was just doing some more walking and there's actually another one over there. But you know, the researcher had basically this whole mountain range here, this plateau, kind of marked out as being the volcano caldera that would have had that nice rich gold deposit. So let me walk over here and check out this one. The first one I found had number like 13 on it. Let's see, Molly Marie Center. Okay, that's interesting. Found a fake bouquet of flowers. And then Damien. Wonder if someone died right here. Huh, interesting. Yeah, if a hiker falls and hits their head and no one's out here to help you, I mean, this kind of stuff happens all the time. It's kind of sad. Interesting the stuff you find when you're really out here looking. Come across all kinds of weird stuff out here. So just picture it, okay? You have your mining equipment down here, but this whole valley right here carved out, you know, could have been the miners digging into the side of this mountain to find gold. You really never know. Again, if you look at the vegetation and some of the soil looks disturbed, It's a good indication that someone's been here. And I was walking back to the truck, and there's another mining marker right there. Well, I think that's it, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with me. I know it's probably going to be a pretty long video. It's really neat coming across those mining claims. I didn't really think I would actually see those in person, or that they would be marked out that clearly with those posts. So very promising stuff. I'm gonna come back and take some samples and pan that out and see if we got any gold. But if that is truly the source of the Dutchman's mine, and everybody's been looking for, and tons of people have died looking for that, and it's just right there, right off the main road pretty much, that's gonna be pretty neat. I would like to be that guy that has discovered or rediscovered gold in this region, or be known for that. That'd be kind of cool, but hey, who knows? Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will see you on the next one. I know this is mainly a car channel, but figured I'd mix it up and do something a little different today.